God save the world. God save the child. Humble the strong. Strengthen the mild.
That is country music standout Jeff Carson taking us back to the early 2000s with the re-release of his 2003 hit, God Save the World. Couldn't be more relevant in today's time.
Jeff Carson joins us live now on National Report here. There he is. Jeff, good to see you.
Good to see y'all. Thank you.
Hey, man. Thanks so much for coming on. Tell the viewers why you decided to go back now today, or in this time, in this era, if you will, and re-release this specific single.
Well, music has always been my first and foremost love. Early 2000s, I had to get out of it because I just couldn't make a living at it anymore. And the only other thing I wanted to do all my life was to be a police officer. So living with that for the last 13 years, I'm so proud to be a police officer. I still have music vision in the back of my mind. And I thought, this song is so poignant now and relates to everything that's going on that we decided to go in and recut it, re-release it.
Well, like we said, it's the time for it, and we thank you for your service, serving as a police officer. Maybe if you don't mind, just sort of tell us what you've noticed over the past few years when it comes to treatment that police officers have received from members of the community.
You know what? I am so blessed. I've been with this department, like I said, for 13 years. It's a smaller department, I think a couple hundred sworn officers, and we're just south of Nashville. And when all these struggles were going on in the larger cities, I could count 5-6 times a day if I was in a parking lot sitting in my patrol car that people would make a point to drive up and say, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing. And we all love that.
Yeah, to be an officer, obviously you have to be a person of authority as well, but to be an entertainer, you have to be an artist as well. I imagine that gives you, a different way of interacting with people in your community.
It does. I've always treated people like I want to be treated myself, whether I was an artist on top of the charts or a police officer. I just treat people how I want to be treated. Yeah. And that carries over well with what I do now.
Well, let me ask you about this treatment of royalty, if you will. Bombshell allegations flooded headlines yesterday after the release of a CBS interview with Prince Harry, Meghan Markle. 1, did you watch it? 2, have you heard any reaction from the entertainment industry on it, and maybe your reaction to it?
1, I did not watch it live. I have seen it. I don't get into politics much, but I tell you what, I think he's not complaining about being rich or not rich. I think that Harry just put on his dad hat and took matters in his own hands. And, God bless him for doing it. He's taking care of his family.
Yeah, looking out for his family and their safety and protection and what they feel is
Absolutely.
best for their family. Critics are quick to point out that you've got millionaires who are on television airing all their grievances and struggles with their in-laws and complaining about what they've experienced. At the same time, you've got people, Americans who are really struggling out there who've been unemployed because of the pandemic. They're trying to figure out where they're going to get their next meal. Is there something within the entertainment industry that just lacks a sense of touch with regular Americans out there and the struggles that they might face?
On the entertainment industry as a whole, yeah, there could be all kinds of, but in the country music field, the people I know and deal with, other artists, not that I've really kept in close contact for all these years, but the ones I still meet with and talk with, everyone's pro-police, just people in general. I feel so bad for the ones that have lost their job during this pandemic. I was blessed enough to be one that didn't, but my heart goes out to everyone who's lost their job because of this.
I've got to ask you about this, this whole defund the police movement, because I want to speak to the police officer in you. House Democrats have backed a bill. Essentially, they're wanting to ban chokeholds and qualified immunity for law enforcement, which you guys basically could be sued. It would also create national standards for policing and a bid to bolster accountability. President Biden has backed this bill. I'm just curious on what you think about this and this attack on police officers, this call to defund the police that you and your brothers and your sisters have seen over the past year.
Well, first of all, I'm not a spokesperson for my department, but I am a law enforcement officer. I'm here to protect and serve. I don't see politics when I'm in uniform. I see right and wrong, no matter who voted for who, and that doesn't prevent me from doing my job. Beyond that, I'm just thankful to be a police officer with a steady income and loving what I do and playing music. That's just a cherry on top.
All right. That is Jeff Carson taking the time and joining us this morning. Jeff, thanks so much. He's got his new re-release of the 2003 hit song, God Save the World. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Real nice guy. All right. Time now to